So guys, while waiting on the weather to improve, you can see I got the power transformer removed out of the chassis off to the side. We'll do some additional testing on it. The preliminary measurements look good. And then I went and did some disinfectant wipes around that area. So the chassis doesn't look to be too bad. I'll try to clean it up with a Scotch-Brite pad and some disinfectants, and then make a decision if it's going to be painted or just some derusting. One thing I did notice when I was removing the tubes from the receiver, and by the way, all the tubes were correct, less the one tube back here in the back, which was a metal tube with a tube shield around it. This particular can is loose, so maybe, it's fine. I haven't checked any of the coils at this point, but I probably should go ahead and do that and look at that. It's kind of bothersome that it's completely loose on one side and a little loose on the other, so it makes me think that someone's had this particular transformer out of the set at some point in time. Hopefully we won't find it open, but you just never know when you start working on one of these oldies. We'll take a look at the dial itself here. Beautiful dial. You can see the pointer is bent. I'll try to square it up, make it more presentable. And then underneath the chassis, what you would expect to find again, the old electrolytic capacitors. Looks like I've been relocated underneath, or at least one. I'm sure there's a dual capacitor here in the B plus string. And then the old paper caps as well, with the original Zenith information on it. Some of the old dog bone resistors. Looks like this one's overheated for sure. I did notice the dial cord. This should be a dial belt. Someone's placed a cord on there to make the tuning condenser function. So we'll have to square that away as well. Should be a fun project though. Looks like my weather's going to improve tomorrow. The humidities are actually a little bit lower today, but the wind speed is up really high. So it's not a great day, at least at this point, to spray any type of lacquer. So I'm going to forego any cabinet work and maybe just dig into the power transformer on this set just a little bit, and definitely check that one IF transformer or transformers that are loose. Hopefully it's just a fastener that fell off sometime during its life and it's not a problem. So guys, if I'm looking at everything correctly, I've got 7.4 ohms of DC resistance on the secondary side of the first IF transformer that's loose. So I think we're going to be good there. Again, assuming I haven't made any mistakes here on tracing out the tie-in points. And if we go back to the primary, we're in great shape as well. Let's see, I think that tie-in point here back to the plate, which is pin number 3 of the 6A8 tube, 10.8 ohms. So maybe, who knows, maybe this thing was taken out at some point for some troubleshooting, repair, or maybe just over the years the nut and washer fell off. So I'm not going to call it good now. I may remove those transformers anyway to do some cleanup on the chassis and or painting if I go that direction. So more to come on that. Let's extrapolate the AC voltages off of the transformer. I'm just inserting 11.73 or 11.7, we'll say, across the primary. Let's measure the output voltages, and I'll show the math here for what the output voltages of the power transformer would be with no load. And you can see the high voltage winding is right at 70.9. My center tap location is denoted in green, so let's just move one side over. $35.5, and we'll check the other side to make sure the transformer is balanced. 35.5. So the transformer appears to be balanced well. Now let's look at the other secondary windings for the 6.3 and 5 volt. I think that should be my 5 volt winding because it's the shortest leads, 0.552. Then we'll check the 6.3 volt winding, 0.722. Thanks for watching. More to come soon.